Hey guys, John V here from PhoneArena. Right now you're watching our video review of the Lenovo Yoga Tablet 8. When people think about tablet designs, one of the first things to come to mind is a flat slate, but the Lenovo Yoga Tablet 8 aims to ditch that mentality just because it's sporting one very different looking design from everything else out there. Throwing the fact that it has a very low cost of $250 out of the gate, combined with a rated battery life 18 hours, it seems like it's the perfect package. For something that's priced so low, we're astounded with the overall design of the Lenovo Yoga Tablet 8. It just has a good combination between its construction, sturdiness, choice of materials, and its unique shape. Its casing is actually comprised out of two different materials. You have polycarbonate and aluminum alloy, and you could tell the good contrast, giving it a nice clean finish. From a profile view, you could tell also how thin the tablet is, but towards the one edge here, the cylindrical handle, it thickens up, of course, and that's where its battery is stored. But the nice thing about that, it gives us a very comfortable feel in the hand as we're holding it. What we get on here is an 8-inch 1280 by 800 IPS LCD panel, which gives it a pixel density count of 189 pixels per inch. That would have been awesome if the resolution were bumped up just a little bit more to match its rivals, but it is what it is, and honestly it suffices enough for most basic things such as surfing the web, though it's not quite as sharp compared to its competitors. The other aspects about the display, it has a very natural color reproduction, doesn't seem to be overly saturated, and the view angles are okay, doesn't seem to distort that much at wide angles, but it does prove a little bit challenging to view outdoors when the sun is present. Below the display, it features two speakers. You can see the notch here, both the left and right sides. On one side of the tablet, we have the microphone, you have the volume controls, and you have a 3.5mm headset jack. In the rear, it features a 5-megapixel camera. Now, it's placed towards the one edge of the cylindrical handle. The only issue is that sometimes when we're holding a tablet, we have a tendency to sometimes cover it. And finally, we have its kickstand, which gives the tablet its yoga-like abilities. Now, it's wonderful just because it's very rare in tablets. At the same time, we could use it for watching videos, or in the opposite, it's also handy when it comes to typing up stuff. Underneath the kickstand, we have a micro SD card slot to increase its internal storage capacity. This is running the same customized Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean experience that we saw already with the Yoga Tablet 10, so nothing different about it. Now with Lenovo's approach, they tried to simplify things, and with that, they removed the typical app panel. Instead, they rely on putting all the icons in the home screen. Now, although it's nice, it does prove to be a little bit messy and disorganized. At the very least, we have the core functions of Android, meaning that we have a rich personalization element with the platform. We have the notifications panel, which is very useful. We have quick access to some connectivity features. And top it off, Lenovo has included this smart sidebar function, which allows us to gain access to some settings and also some recently used applications. Okay, we get why Lenovo decided to take this approach with the experience. It's not comprehensive like some others out there, nor is it features rich. So meaning if you're a power user, you're not going to really, it's not going to appeal to you that much. But if you're on the other end of the spectrum, if you're someone who wants a simplified and basic approach, this will get the job done for you. Under the hood, it's powered by an ARM-based quad-core 1.2 GHz MediaTek processor coupled with 1 GB of RAM, and quite fittingly, you can tell already with the performance, it is rather choppy at times, it's sluggish too. For basic things like surfing the web, it'll suffice for that, but for more processor-intensive stuff like 3D gaming, it definitely shows some strain with that. Its performance might be iffy and doesn't have the highest resolution display, but at least when it comes to surfing the web, it gets the job done. We have some quick page loads, you have also smooth navigational controls, so you have all the elements that make it likable. It's rather challenging typing out messages with its on-screen keyboards. Now with the portrait one here, it just doesn't have the same consistency on both sides because of the cylindrical handle, so it feels a little bit awkward. And when we try using the landscape one with the kickstand and it's an angle, the only problem is that, of course, the layout itself is a little bit cramped to the touch, but seeing that the rubber feet are only on one side, not the bottom, when we type using this way, the tablet tends to slide. The music player is none other than the Google Play Music application that we're all familiar with by now. As far as the audio quality, with its two front-firing speakers, it's rather flat to its tone, so its output's nothing more than average. The best part about the video watching experience, of course, the kickstand, it's just ideal and really helps out for the occasion, giving us that hands-free experience. As far as the performance, it's good. The screen's ample enough, and of course the performance also smooth. The camera app's a little bit more than just your basic thing, just because it has a combination between different shooting modes, so we could apply different color effects, and it even gives us some controls such as white balance adjustment, the ISO, and so forth. Now the trick is when it comes to taking photos, that to make sure that you're not covering the camera, because the placement of it is in a little bit different position. Sometimes our hands just get in the way. Even though it's armed with a 5-megapixel camera, you could pretty much forget about taking photos just because the quality is just abysmal. It's below average compared to some other devices out there. The biggest thing here is that details are just very speckled looking, so it's lacking in that. Colors are bland, kind of washed out, it seems rather subdued, and overall, it's just not pretty. Worse yet is its 1080p video recording quality. It's just atrocious, abysmal. The biggest thing here is just the presentation value is lackluster in every category. Details are flat, non-existent, very soft. Colors are bland, washed out, very choppy with its frame rate, and the audio recording is a little bit scratchy. It might not have a top-notch performance in all categories, nor is it high spec, but at $250 for the Lenovo Yoga Tablet 8, it offers an exceptional amount of value, especially more when you think about that great battery life it has to offer. It just really beats out most of the other things out there. If you're looking for something that's compact, has longevity, this is a tablet that's going to be right for you. So if you guys want to learn more about the Lenovo Yoga Tablet 8, you can check out our website, PhoneArena.com. It's John V. Thanks for watching.